Hello guys, welcome back to Cassette Confessions. Today we'll look at Falcons and Other Stories from 1996. Back with Rosie and Jim again. This time we're actually going way back into the beginning. We are. It won't be the first time either. It's not, well, this is the first time. There'll be a second time eventually when I get later down the list. You'll find out what that might be. So we're with John Cunliffe this time, who was the original narrator. John Cunliffe, the late John Cunliffe, unfortunately passed away a couple of years ago. Ken Dalian, well, I think was born somewhere else before, but he was around in Kendal, inspired to write Postman Pat, of course, different bits and pieces. The post office, well, what remains of the post office is still there actually in Kendal, which inspired Mrs. Goggins. Some people get the gist. Probably people don't. I might have mentioned this before, but he's sort of a celebrity in Kendal. He is Cunliffe, so fair enough. So this is the first time looking back at his tenure, of course. One thing is about this one is it's only 2 stories, and this is released by Carlton. It's like a treat-sized tape. I'll get to more on treat-sized tapes a couple of videos down the line. You'll probably know what might come up eventually. I think you're going to do one of them, aren't you? Well, actually, not one. I'll get to it eventually at some point. A little bit of baggage as well. So Carlton released these treat-sized videos of Rosie and Jim. They only contain 2 stories. This is the only one I've got. They actually do release a few others. Clipping was one of them. I think, it's known as sheep shearing or something like that. But I think it was Clipping. Then Glass was on that one. There was one to do with Steam and Ferry was on one of them, and I think there was one to do with was it boat building or something like that, or boat festival. One of them was on it. I can't remember actually. But they were released at the time, like 96, 97. This was released in 96. This was, and it's sort of in the same vein like when Carlton actually picked up the rights to actually release Rosie and Jim, because they actually picked up Tots TV as well, and a few other ones as well, like the Old Bear Stories, Story Store was another one, and the TCV Winter Willows specials, or the one-offs feature films. So it was sort of like a bit of a goldmine for Carlton, really, just to release all sorts of stuff. I think when they got Rosie and Jim, when they released them, of course, I think I would say 95, 96 they actually got the rights to produce, to distribute only the John Cunliffe era, because other company Video Collection was still were actually releasing them on the new incarnation with Pat Hutchins at this time, and the previous year at this point. I'll get there eventually, and build up to something, of course. So yeah, it's getting closer. It is. So what we get is 2 stories, of course, from series 1. We get Falcons, which is the only time I actually saw this one on here. It's just John trying to write a story, of course. I'm not too sure. Maybe it's a sunny day, cloudy day, rainy day, stuff like that. He always starts with them ones, very much with that sort of thing. And obviously he goes to a Falcon Sanctuary and sees it's what they do, how they train them and stuff like that. And so it all works. It does. Yeah, of course. To be honest, in fairness, I mean, I had John Cunliffe era, of course, but I don't remember exactly what happens in this episode because I haven't seen that story for years. Maybe once, years ago. So I don't know. Maybe, of course. Yeah, I'm losing thoughts now. But it's just, they're basically seeing Falcons, and afterwards we get an animated short to do with by the people who made Pigeon Street. They did the animated segments at the end of the first 2 stories, and John Cunliffe narrates over them as well. So they're nice little additions. They're actually very nice. They are. So that's pretty good. So Falcons, don't know much about it, of course. He just goes to a Falcon Century, and obviously Rosie and Jim do cause chaos as usual. That's sort of a thing that they tend to do in this show. So fair enough. Then we got horse towing. I remember horse towing because it is included on something else afterwards, later down the line. Probably towards the end of the series, it'll be mentioned. It's latter down the line. If you think of it, you probably think, yes. it's just a bit of an oddity really to have this actually. It's just including the collection really, to be honest. I mean, I could talk about some other Rose and June videos later down the line and probably be more interested in this one. This is just here very much, even though one of the episodes is actually be more interesting to talk about later down the line, of course. So this is just here for now. It's just there because I own it for some reason. Yeah, it's just only 2 episodes of Rosie and Jim. Fair enough. That's it. That's it really. That's just it's kind of filler now, very much. Rosie and Jim, Falcons and Other Stories from 1996, created by Carlton, Tree-Size Tape. That's about it, really, to be honest. Anyway, guys, sorry for wasting your time. See you for the next video. See ya.